Hello, Wildside Wrestling fans. I am the real Bobby Munson, and I'm here with my broadcast partner, the man with the angelic voice, Papa Smokes. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, Munson. I'm looking forward to these matches tonight. This is going to be awesome.
As we're going to be in for another great night again as we head on our way to Battle Arts. So thank you very much, as always, everybody, for tuning in and making Wildside TV a staple inside your home every single Saturday. We're glad to be here along with you. And as we get this night started, we are going to be joined by El Asesino. See, making his way, accompanied by El Musculo, two-thirds of what was Los Rudos. We now know that GM Dice Steel no longer a competitor. He is going to carry on as the GM of Wildside Wrestling.
Asesino's still got his muscle behind him. He's got a helper. He's got someone watching his back. It looks like Gnarly Quinn's coming out to the ring, too.
Well, as always, Asesino always needing a whole crew to back him up. You'd think that his experience would speak enough for him in the ring, but it seems like he will take any opportunity to pick up any sort of win that he can under any means necessary.
Hey Munson, what you gotta understand is that Los Rudos is all about protecting Asesino, getting that gold around his waist, and making sure he keeps it.
You know, when I look around here, all I see is scum. Scum! 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 Yeah, get out and leave, scum. Get out. Get out of here. Go and give him a handy outside. You're sitting with a bunch of other dudes. Andy's to the back row for everybody. There's another sausage mess back there. You know, when I look out here, I see Jeff Tyler. I bet you, each and every single one of you, if you were to step in this ring, I bet you think you could beat me, just like Jeff Tyler thinks he can beat me. Really? You come in pajama pants, and you think you can beat me? Go ahead. Come on. Come on. Hey, let's get a rep out here. Come on. Listen, you want to... Where are you from? No one gives a shit. What's your name? You put your hands on me while I'm holding this mic again, and you're leaving in an ambulance. What's your name?
My name's Tony Novak.
Okay, Tony Novak. I'm gonna wait for a referee to get out here. I'm gonna put the mic down, and then I'm gonna beat the ever-living piss out of you. Oh, you know what? If you beat me tonight, if you can beat me, I'll put in a special word for Dice Steel, and you'll get your very own contract with Wildside.
And it looks like we're actually going to have a match. I cannot believe that this is going down, and a cheap shot from El Asesino on young Novak.
I love it. I love it. This kid's in way over his head. You know that Asesino is just seeing Jeff Tyler when he sees this kid. He's going to take all his rage, all his vengeance, all his frustration out on this punk from the crowd. I love it.
And remember, folks, just because El Asesino has pulled a fan from the crowd does not make it right for audience members to be inside of a Wildside ring. This is not going to be condoned by upper management in Wildside Wrestling. This is just typical El Asesino doing what he wants when he wants to.
You think Asesino cares what Wildside management thinks? He's never cared. He does what he wants. He does it when he wants to.
Oh, tell me about it. I have done an interview with El Asesino, and he just kind of takes it over, thinks he runs the whole show, thinks that it becomes the El Asesino show when he comes on my show in particular.
And why shouldn't he? He's HIW's top star. He's their toughest guy. He's got a smash mouth style. He's wrestled everybody in this company, and he can beat anyone in this company.
And if this is an actual match here, we have a referee down inside that ring, but yet Gnarly Quinn still standing inside the ring. What kind of match could this possibly be? And how fair is it to young Novak to not only be taking this beat down by having Gnarly Quinn standing there with a baseball bat lurking in the background as well, too?
Yeah, I'm only disappointed that she's not using the bat on him.
And this is becoming harder and harder to watch as the very disgusting El Asesino continues to just beat this kid down. I mean, he could get the car. Finally, he's going to show some mercy. No, of course he's not going to show mercy. I spoke way too soon. As always, he is not going to show any mercy to this young man at all.
You're never going to see mercy from the Mexican devil El Asesino. Yeah, I think this kid's made a big mistake accepting this challenge. El Asesino is going to slap him so hard even his grandkid will have a black eye.
El Asesino would slap grandchildren, grandmothers, grandfathers, and anybody in between if it means a chance for him to get to the top of Wildside Wrestling.
Now he's just toying with this kid, toying with him.
At this point, I would hope somebody would just put a stop to this already. The referee needs to get in there and stop El Asesino from doing this. I mean, this kid is not going to have much of a way of life after this is done.
That suplex just rearranged all the vertebrae in his back. It hurt the kid's shoulders. This guy's in big trouble.
And look at this. We got Charles the Champ on the outside being attacked by El Musculo.
What is that Rosie O'Donnell lookalike doing at ringside?
Charles the Champ is here in Wildside Wrestling. And oh my goodness, Jeff Tyler, speaking of HIW Canada superstars, here comes the Skyflyer down to ringside. The heated rivalry between him and El Asesino as he makes his way down here. And a roll-up. Oh, we have a victory.
No.
Young Novak has just beat El Asesino. Can you believe this?
No. I can't believe it.
I cannot believe it either, but it has happened. There you go. You have it. Tony Novak has pinned El Asesino, and he is being helped to the back by the Skyflyer, Jeff Tyler. Wow, what a night. What a start to the evening here. What has just happened?
Once again, the outside interference by Jeff Tyler has cost El Asesino. This isn't going to go over well.
This is a very heated rivalry that has been taking place over a long course of time. We know that Jeff Tyler, El Asesino have had many great battles in the past, and recently that seems to have stirred right back up, right at the Battle Royal. The two of them really taking it to each other, and things picking up again here this evening.
Now the crowd giving it to Asesino, showing no respect.
But you know what? Asesino does not show the audience any respect either, often calling them scum and saying that they pay to come see him. I believe that audience is there because they want to see professional wrestling. And Charles the Champ making an attack now on El Musculo inside that ring. Down goes El Musculo. And El Asesino, as always, just walking away, not showing any help for his associate there either.
Musculo should have had his back during the match. I don't see why Asesino has to stay to help Musculo. He can make his own way back to the dressing room.
I'm sure backstage right now, El Asesino probably looking for Jeff Tyler, probably wanting some vengeance on Jeff Tyler for costing him against young Tony Novak here in this matchup. So we hope that everybody is going to join us on Saturday, May the 19th for Battle Arts. Remember, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes is going to be taking on HIW Wildside's Michael Allen, Richard Clark. As you saw, he won the Battle Royal to get that opportunity.
All of Saskatoon is waiting for the American Nightmare to come and have a match here. It's going to be electric. It's going to be wild. Cody Rhodes is a current independent wrestling star, a huge star. It's going to be wild.
You want to talk about great rising stars? Here's one in young Kid Chocolate, one half of the HIW Wildside Tag Team Champion. Kid Chocolate had been very impressive since joining the Wildside brand. Now a Tag Team Champion. A lot of great things in the future for this young rising superstar. But a big match that Kid Chocolate is going to have on his hands here tonight. He is going to be taking on the Mat Messiah, Shaun Moore, somebody who hasn't currently been present on HIW Wildside for quite some time. What are your thoughts leading into this one? Who has got the advantage going into this matchup?
I think it's an interesting matchup, Munson. We've got two competitors with great speed, with great technical ability. One's in Kid Chocolate is a co-holder of the Wildside Tag Team titles. The other, Shaun Moore, has been a tag champion in the past, and he seems to me to be a little bit grumpy about not having those belts anymore, not having his tag team anymore. I think we're going to see a focused Shaun Moore in this match.
Shaun Moore, I know, would love to pick up a win here tonight. Definitely was one half of what is considered one of the greatest tag teams to ever be in HIW Canada. The Renegades, who were tag champions for longer than any other tag team in the history of the company as well. So that was quite an accomplishment for them. As Shaun Moore, you see, making his way to ringside. Yes, they were actually stripped of those particular tag team titles as they were unable to defend them. Shaun Moore was off doing things outside of the company, was unable to be there with his partner Ace Riviera to defend, and those titles were then put into a tag team title tournament. And eventually, those titles were then around the waists of Kid Chocolate and his tag team partner, Phil Deadly.
Well, Shaun Moore's got obligations all around Canada, all around the world. There's wrestling companies that would love to have him appear at any show. He's got skill, he's got strength, he's got stamina, he's got looks. He's a complete package, this Shaun Moore.
Many other companies might want him and any of the others on Wildside brand, but they stay here because this is the greatest wrestling company in Western Canada, and in North America. And it's all thanks to you, the fans, and to these great competitors that we have in the ring each and every week here on Wildside Television. A little sign of respect between the two competitors as they lock up. Side headlock from Shaun Moore takes Kid Chocolate down.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some technical wrestling at the beginning of this match. I think we're going to see some chain wrestling. We're going to see some holds and some striking as well. This is going to be a good one.
Definitely, you've got to say the experience side of it has to go to Shaun Moore. But Kid Chocolate has picked up some very impressive wins and building quite a resume for himself, not only here at Wildside Wrestling, but in Western Canada as well, too. The scissor lock is wearing Shaun Moore down at this time. It's cutting off the circulation to the brain, but he manages to get back out of it. What athleticism from Shaun Moore with the drop kick.
Beautiful move, beautiful move. He's got Kid Chocolate on the ropes.
Does Shaun Moore need to worry a little bit about Vernon on the outside? Again, the X factor when it comes to Death by Chocolate, definitely in their corner and been very instrumental in the escalating rise of Death by Chocolate in Wildside Wrestling.
Well, Vernon's a huge man. I mean, he's big, he's strong, and he's shown that he's not afraid to interfere in Death by Chocolate's matches. So yeah, I think Shaun Moore better watch his back. I think the referee better keep an eye on this Vernon too.
And we got a roll up here but not quite enough to put Shaun Moore down. Kid Chocolate trying to get the crowd behind him, trying to get the crowd pumped up as we go back. And Shaun Moore with the takedown here, yes.
Beautiful, gutsy wrestling move there.
And a roll. This is some technical wrestling if I've ever seen some. And oh, a little bit of mind games there.
And a sweet dance move.
Shaun Moore brings it all here to the Wildside Wrestling ring.
I like the attitude he's showing tonight. I like the strength. I like the ability. And Shaun Moore's looking great to me tonight.
Kid Chocolate regrouping, getting his head back into things. Got to get himself back into this particular matchup. He's got a big tag title matchup coming up at Battle Arts. Him and his tag team partner, Phil Deadly, Death by Chocolate, defending their tag titles against the Western Lions, Michael Richard Blaze, and Brandon Van Danielson, BVD. You know, what does Kid Chocolate need to do here tonight in order to make sure he gets the win and in order to make sure that his team has got a little bit of leverage as they head into Battle Arts?
I think you already said it, Bobby, is what he needs to do is win this match. We already saw that Phil Deadly lost his singles match to Michael Richard Blaze. I think if they both lose the match, they lose a considerable amount of momentum going into the next month and into Battle Arts. I think Kid Chocolate has to win this match at any cost.
And against a former great in Shaun Moore, a great tag team champion, I should say, Shaun Moore, if he picks up this win, if Kid Chocolate can beat Shaun Moore, it's got to say a lot for Kid Chocolate, especially for Death by Chocolate, in fact, heading into that match at Battle Arts as well. But Shaun Moore definitely on the attack, wearing Kid Chocolate down, and oh my goodness, what a spear into the rope there.
Just drops him with a sense of disdain for his opponent.
Kid Chocolate reeling in absolute pain there. But a very nonchalant pin from Shaun Moore, not something we usually see from him. Not hooking the leg, which might have actually cost him the 3 count in that particular move. Oh, and a flip over. Not quite enough to put Shaun Moore down, but a nice reversal from Kid Chocolate. But he is taken down once again by the Mat Messiah.
Let's not forget what a feather in his cap it would be for Shaun Moore to get a pin over Kid Chocolate in this match. Anytime in HIW Wildside you get a pinfall over someone that wears a belt around their waist, it's a feather in your cap.
I'm sure it'll get the attention of Wildside GM Dice Steele as he looks on from the back, watching this matchup and keeping a close eye on everything, especially as we head into Battle Arts and also as we head into Spring Meltdown, the big show in Regina, where, you know, a big thing on the line there. GM Dice Steele is going to have Brett Evans fighting on his behalf against someone of the choosing of Gabriel Jackson, and the CEO spot for HIW Canada, for all of HIW Canada on the line. Our own GM Dice Steele could be the new CEO of HIW Canada.
Yeah, could there be a bigger stipulation for any match than awarding the CEO of both companies now? Like, you know that Dice Steele wants that bad. I'd be very interested to see who HIW Regina picks as Brett Evans' opponent.
Will be very interesting to see, so definitely check that out on Friday, April the 27th. The big guy, Ryback, former WWE superstar, going to be taking part in that one there too. And many of your favorites also from Wildside Wrestling are going to be there present in Regina, because we always bring the party from Saskatoon down to Regina. As Kid Chocolate taking Shaun Moore down, and a nonchalant pin now from Kid Chocolate, maybe costing him the 3 count in that particular spot.
What do you think, Munson? Are you going to drive down to Regina for that show, or should we have a few beers on the Speckle Bellies bus?
I think everybody should head on the Speckle Bellies bus, because that's where the party's at. Everyone's going to hop on that bus, head on down to Regina, and show them just how loud and proud we are of Saskatoon and of Wildside Wrestling. As we got a cover here, but no, not quite the 3 count. Kid Chocolate digging down deep, not wanting to take a loss here tonight. He wants to pick up that big victory so he can head on down to Battle Arts with that big advantage for his team.
Shaun Moore stalking Kid Chocolate now. Whoa.
No, not quite again with the kick out. Shaun Moore digging down deep again. He wants to regain his momentum here in Wildside Wrestling, so he's doing everything he can to get the big victory over young Kid Chocolate.
The pace of this match has slowed considerably now as a certain amount of exhaustion and pain is felt by both competitors. Now we got a slugfest in the middle of the ring.
So who does the slower pace benefit between these two competitors?
I would have to go with Moore. I know that Kid Chocolate is a very dynamic competitor. He uses speed, he uses unpredictability in his attack. I think Moore has slowed it down on purpose a little bit here, and it's going to benefit him.
And the reversal from Kid Chocolate hooks the leg. And it's all but over. It's over. Kid Chocolate getting the roll-up pin here. It is a victory for Kid Chocolate over the Mat Messiah, Shaun Moore.
You gotta be kidding me. That was a 2 count.
I'm pretty sure the referee's holding that hand because she got to the 3 count there. Kid Chocolate picking up a well-deserved, much-needed win.
Moore's not happy about that one. I think he feels like he was robbed.
Kid Chocolate, another impressive victory against a very experienced, amazing superstar in Shaun Moore. And we're going to get a sign of respect. It's great to see sportsmanship. It's always good to see respect inside of an HIW Wildside wrestling ring right there. Wonderful match, wonderful finish to it as well too. Shaun Moore might not have picked up the win, but Kid Chocolate, as we said, got that big match coming up. What do you see for him as we go to Battle Arts? What's on the cards now? Both teams with a singles victory as we head in.
Yeah. The win for Kid Chocolate picks up a certain amount of momentum for his team. It picks up a certain level of confidence. I think he really needed that win, and I think the team will come in looking up at Battle Arts.
Kid Chocolate, a very big fan favorite here, always loved by the fans of Wildside Wrestling. Whether you're tuning in and you're a local supporter, or you're tuning in from anywhere else in the world, this is the fun we have here in Saskatoon. This is the fun we have here in Western Canada with the greatest company in Western Canada, HIW Wildside. And it's time now for the main event of the evening. Here we go, the team of Braden Parsons and Davey O'Doyle making their way down to the ring. These two been paired up in recent times, and they are going to be part of that 6-pack challenge, the 6 men competing for a contract on a pole match at Battle Art. And the winner of that match, the one to pull that contract off the pole, going to get a title opportunity down the line here in HIW Wildside. Who do you think has got a bit of the advantage going into the match, if anybody has an advantage going into it?
I think the wrestlers with the most motivation to get up on that pole are going to win. I think O'Doyle and Parsons are pretty stiff competition, but we got a lot of beef in that ring for the contract on a pole match. It's going to be tight.
Does a contract on the pole match tend to favor somebody with a bit more height behind them, or is it more for somebody with a little bit more agility, somebody who can get up there faster in that particular type of a match?
I'm going with somebody who's got some size, who's got some weight behind them. And look at who we have right here. Shiek Shabaz fits that bill perfectly.
He sure does, and he's coming down to the ring right now with Adien Adams, another young competitor here in HIW WIldside, who recently turned his back on what he was and what he believed in. Definitely took it out on Davey O'Doyle, a man who, you know, they had some great competitive matchups with one another, and not showing the sign of respect back to O'Doyle in the end.
I think he outgrew O'Doyle. I think he realized that he didn't need him anymore, and he's looking out for himself now. This young star, Adien Adams, has got a bright future ahead of him. He doesn't care who stands in his way.
One of these four competitors, along with Ace Riviera and Slammer, going to be taking part in that six-pack challenge at HIW WIldside presents Battle Arts. Yes, and one competitor out of all of them is going to get that opportunity. Many of them have had a chance to really build themselves up, but young Braden Parsons could be a big wild card here. Had very impressive matchups. A recent tag match that he was a part of, teaming up with Phil Deadly against Los Rudos quite a while back, earlier in the year anyway. And then more recently, a triple threat match with Davey O'Doyle and Adien Adams as well, where he got to show off a lot of his skill for the first time inside that WIldside ring.
Yeah, I'm not going to say Braden Parsons is one of my favorites in HIW WIldside, but I respect his wrestling ability. He's got that storied amateur background. He's going to be tough in any match.
And we're off to a start here. Shiek and Adien Adams taking the cheap shots on Davey O'Doyle and Braden Parsons right off the hop here. And up and over the top. There they go. Parsons and O'Doyle have the ring back. Now maybe we can get things sorted out and we can get down to some tag team action to get this night started, or get this night flowing. Parsons from the apron takes the two men down. And as you can see, when you are live at an HIW WIldside event, you are right in the action there. The fans right involved, as we see Davey O'Doyle now heading to the top rope.
Yeah, never take your eye off the action at a WIldside show. You might become part of the action yourself.
O'Doyle from the top takes them all out. Everybody's down now.
Ladies, get your children out of the way. These guys mean business.
They sure do. These are not your average sized people inside that ring. These are tough individuals, and they will knock you down if you're in the way of them. As you see, they're knocking down opponents. Right now, Davey O'Doyle taking advantage of Adien Adams. Now we're going to get to see the natural Braden Parsons as he's tagged in.
Now this Braden Parsons we've all seen about. He's been a Saskatchewan provincial amateur wrestling champion. Now he's making the transition to the catch as catch can style. It's been a real pleasure and very interesting for me to watch how he's come along in that.
But you also got to remember, this is tag team wrestling, and tag team wrestling comes with its own set of differences compared to one-on-one competition, especially. Cutting off the ring, a very, very strong idea when it comes to being in a tag team style match. Absolutely.
Working as a team as well, having both wrestlers work on one opponent is absolutely essential in tag team wrestling.
Shiek, an absolute dominant force. As you see, he is taking young Braden Parsons down. And this man has been absolutely unstoppable in WIldside wrestling as of late.
He's so big, he's so strong, and he's got a mean streak a mile wide.
But he's also got the personality to boot at the same time. You might not love everything he says and does, but anybody who comes down to the ring wearing those cheap Dollarama glasses has got to be able to get some sort of a pop from the crowd.
Now you see the Shiek and Adien Adams keeping Parsons over in their corner. This is good tag team strategy as well. Work them over, make some quick tags between each other, stay fresh, and keep your opponent tired and hurt in your own corner.
You take the one guy down and there's only one left after that. If Davey O'Doyle does not get that tag in, Braden Parsons is going to have a hell of a time trying to bounce back from this attack.
Tremendous force with that Irish whip to the corner. Now a pinfall. 2 counts.
For any of those unfamiliar, Adien Adams, I believe, trained at the Lance Storm Academy here in Canada, so a very experienced academy to get yourself trained inside of.
Absolutely. Lance Storm has trained some top prospects in the Canadian wrestling business. I'm sure some of these Wildside fans remember Brett Morgan. He was a graduate of Lance Storm's Wrestling Academy also.
Braden Parsons just about picking up the tag, but not quite enough there. But a roll up. And a 2 count only. So far, Adien Adams and Shiek Shabaz managing to work very well together inside that ring for a team that has just been put together here this evening.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up. They're working well as a team, but these two together as a tag team, Shiek Shabaz and Adien Adams, still looks a bit odd to me. I'm used to Shiek in his small faction with Michael Richard Blaze and BVD. But here he's got Adien Adams as his partner. So far, so good for these two.
But again, it will be no friends inside of that 6-pack challenge at Battle Arts. You have only got to think about yourself, because that contract, it guarantees you a chance at a title opportunity here in HIW Wildside, and that's what it all is about. You want to pick up the wins, you want to get your title opportunities, and you want to leave your mark here on HIW Wildside. As Shiek Shabaz holding Parsons up there and bringing him down. The blood flow to the head as you are held up in that position is only going to take that much more out of you as you fall for that landing.
And the timing too. Parsons had no idea when he was going to go down to the mat. I think it hurts more when you don't know when you're going to hit.
And the big double stomp from the big man. Braden Parsons is hurting. At this point, he needs to do what he can to try to make it to his corner, but that ring has been absolutely cut off by Shiek Shabaz and Adien Adams. But Parsons fighting back. And wow, my goodness, what a German suplex. He took the big man over. I did not expect to see that. That is a size difference right there. And it's hard to get a big man like that up for a German suplex.
You got that right. Parsons has got a fire inside. He's a competitor. And you'll see some amazing moves from him. But I think the Shiek's got him here.
Parsons a long way to get to his corner, and he has taken the most damage. He's worse for wear in this matchup. And Shiek holding on to the leg. Very smart maneuver from Shiek Shabaz as he's kicked into the rope. And there's the tag finally. The tag made to Davey O'Doyle, who comes in on fire. O'Doyle, a very young superstar, going to look to really make his mark in 2018 on the Wildside brand. He's been making his mark all over Western Canada already. One of the top talked about names for a young superstar inside professional wrestling.
Absolutely. He's a house on fire. He's got energy. He's got drive. He's got momentum. The world is open for this guy.
Four of them will also have to worry about the experience of Ace Riviera, and also the massive amount of strength from Bryce the Slammer Sova as they go into that matchup. Very, very strong 6 individuals as we gear up for Battle Arts and the biggest night of the year for HIW Wildside. Miss it with the Insaguri. Going for the German suplex, but out of it. And despite the beatdown that Parsons took, he is getting back in it. He is mixing things up inside that ring. Davey O'Doyle now back, and he is fired up more than ever. Off the middle rope and down. It's going to be over. Go for the cover there. Shiek Shabaz breaks up that count. Now over the top goes Shiek Shabaz. This has now got to look to favor Parsons and Davey O'Doyle, as they've got a bit of a 2-on-1 advantage at the moment.
Yeah, Shiek's got to get back in there and help his partner. This is looking bleak for Adien Adams.
Davey O'Doyle bringing Adien Adams up to the top rope.
Oh boy, what's he planning here? You're gonna see a superplex?
As if the suplex wasn't deadly enough, the superplex takes double the amount of pain. And a super kick to the leg now takes Davey O'Doyle down to that metal rope. And right to his back as well, too.
Some might call that a cheap move. I call it an effective move.
Oh, a code breaker from Shiek Shabaz. Parsons breaking up the count, though, making sure that his team does not fall victim here.
Now the momentum firmly with Shiek and Adams. Let's see what we get here.
And the big man looking to finish things off here. Davey O'Doyle just saying no, he's not having it. He's now got Shiek over, but Shiek reverses out of it, and Adien Adams with the cheap shot. This time he seems to have Davey O'Doyle up.
Some sort of crucifix.
There it is. But I think, Adien Adams must have tagged himself in. And the win, it's over.
It's over.
I can't imagine Shiek Shabaz is going to be too pleased with this. He had the match all but wrapped up, Adien Adams tagging himself in.
Yeah, it's quite clear that Shiek Shabaz wanted the pinfall for himself, and he's not pleased with young Adien right now.
Again, once it comes to that six-pack challenge, there are no friends. It's all about picking up that victory, and Adien Adams might have just shown exactly why he could be a very big wild card inside that match. He will do whatever it takes to pick up that victory.
Shiek Shabaz is going to watch his back from now on. You can't trust anyone in a match like that.
Well, that's all we have for you again here, folks. Another edition of Wildside Television wraps up. We have Battle Arts coming up on Saturday, May the 19th. It's been wonderful being with you again. I am the real Bobby Munson. I am here with Papa Smokes. Papa Smokes, what do you have to say to the fans?
I'm saying to the fans, you better get your tickets for Battle Arts now. You better make your plans. You better get on your way down to Sutherland Hall, to the Sutherland Curling Club for Battle Arts. It's a show you're not going to want to miss.
You're also going to want to check out, as we have coming up, another show in April as well too. So check the social media pages for HIW WIldside to check out about information of being at the show, so you can be there live when we do these tapings and come out and also meet all your favorite Wildside superstars as well. Thank you once again for tuning in, and we will see you again next week.